Hey, what's up? This is Joshua, daily video blog, going for number 2 today. So my throat's a little bit scratchy from doing the first one, but I was just reading through some tweets and somebody had some good kind of pushback or questions about something I said yesterday. So in one of the process videos that I put out yesterday, I said something like, if you need to come up with an idea, you're already fucked. One of someone who watched the video kind of read that as me saying that ideas interrupt process, that creativity interrupts process. And I can definitely see how it would seem like that's what I'm saying. So the first thing I would say is I don't discount that the random flash of inspiration can definitely be productive and that it can work. The problem that I have with it is that it's unreliable. You cannot schedule the random flash of inspiration. The way that I worked for most of my career was some semblance of the random flash of inspiration. It was for that very reason why working was unpredictable, why projects could be late, why things could be over budget. The other thing is that I realized that for me, for art making, that doesn't work at all, because I don't come up with ideas per se. I just kind of get to work. As I've said before, I essentially play in some way that I find enjoyable. And then I look for things that come out of that process that are interesting to me, or that work, or that are right, or whatever. So, but in terms of graphic design work, the random flash of insight can work, but there's no way to formalize it or to regiment it. So the problem I have is when somebody has to do a project and they say, well, I just need to come up with an idea. Now, if what they actually mean is I need to review all the materials I have on this project, and then I'm going to make lists about ideas within the materials that are potential metaphors or that are interesting potential design directions, and then I am going to start sketching off of those, or then I'm going to design something off of those, or then I am going to do more research, or I'm going to do a brainstorming process, whatever it is. But that they know exactly what they're going to do, and that it in the past has worked and it can be expected as a process to work again. That's totally different than what is typically meant by I just need to come up with an idea. I just need to come up with an idea usually means I'm gonna sort of fuck around, sort of go on Pinterest, maybe go to the library, and I'm gonna kind of hope for the best. Maybe I'm going to look at some other stuff that I like, and I'm going to hopefully see something that I can kind of steal from, that'll kind of be right for the project. It's vague and amorphous. So, listen, I need to come up with an idea as well, except that that process typically means I need to enact the set of actions that I will take that will generate ideas, and my job is simply to aid in that generation, and then to edit and pick them, or to enact other processes that will pull two ideas together into one. So I would never discount the need for ideas, but what I would say is there are creative methodologies that you really don't need ideas. There is no reason, and it's actually part of my sketching process now, which is that I take the idea of a copy layout, which is simply a design with black type, just to figure out where things fit. And I use that as a process to start to figure out what the content wants to do before I start conceptualizing it. And sometimes that leads to the conceptualization. Another one might be to generate form first, to make images or pictures that I can then lay content like other information over and into. That is an open-ended, amorphous process, but it's a specific process, and it's one that could work, and it's one that doesn't require an idea. It requires doing. and it requires having done before and having continued to do, so that when you decide that that's the process, it is an easy, natural, explorative thing to do. It's not a weird, strange new thing you have to learn how to do, because then it's coming up with an idea. And I just know that, like, when I hear students say, I just need to come up with an idea, it almost never leads to anything good. It is up there when someone tells me, I just need to do something, or I was just trying to be interesting, or trying to do something interesting. Whenever anyone says that, the work sucks. So you definitely need ideas. The key, though, is to start to capture a process and start to understand whether your process leads to ideas or whether you just get lucky most of the time. Because my philosophy is, if you start to develop a process that generates ideas, that makes them, and your job is simply to capture them, your work is going to get so much more creative and rich. And the issue for me isn't to be less creative and more efficient. The issue is to be actually more efficient and more creative at the same time. And I think it's totally doable, and I think I do it every day. All right, that's today's video. Thanks a lot for watching. And Stefan Roger, I don't know how to pronounce your last name. Thanks for the comments.